Head-up displays, which made complex military missions possible, are now available for corporate aircraft. Head-up displays lower your pilot's workload and provide a safer flight for your passengers. Using the Fv2000 head-up display, flying will never be the same. Flight Visions uses head-up display technology to bring instruments that have always been inside the cockpit up and out so the pilot stays focused on the outside world. The view of the total situation is dramatically expanded due to the eyes-out environment created by the head-up display. The Fv2000 displays everything necessary to maintain command of the flight. Head-up displays simplify transitions to and from instrument and visual conditions. In addition to flight instruments, the Fv2000 displays any navigation information that is available on the instrument panel. The power of this new technology is illustrated in a contrast of the typical instrument versus head-up display enhanced approach. The instruments must be scanned to determine the flight and navigation status, moving from one instrument to another and back. Occasionally, the pilot needs to look outside to see if the runway is visible and then return to the instrument scan. Transitioning back to instruments requires refocusing and a quick digestion of the instrument readings to determine the current status of the flight and position on the approach. Now the aircraft is near the middle marker and the workload accelerates. If the runway is visible, a landing can be made. If not, a missed approach must be executed. So the pilot must quickly transition from instruments to outside and back inside. Each transition requires a few moments of catching up with the aircraft's new position and flight status. Now we'll bring up the full view of the Fv2000 display just as it appears to the pilot. Now there is no transition, no catching up. Everything the pilot needs is in one view. When the decision comes, in this case to land, the process is smooth and confident. Keeping eyes out is important when flying in visual conditions as it keeps the pilot on top of the unexpected. An intruder is less of a surprise if the pilot can spend more time looking out rather than having to spend time inside the cockpit to check the airspeed. The Fv2000 is composed of three subsystems. The optical system generates the display of flight and navigation instruments focused at infinity. The control panel provides control of the Fv2000 display, including brightness adjustment and navigation data selection. The head-up display computer converts head-down instrument information into symbols that the pilot sees. The Fv2000 optical system is installed above the pilot's position using the existing aircraft structure for mounting. The installation is finished with a headliner. Instrument symbols are presented on a combining glass or combiner placed in front of the windshield. Looking through the glass at the outside world, the instruments become visible. The combiner can be adjusted to meet the particular requirements of the pilot. When bumped, the combiner will swing and lock out of the way. If the aircraft decelerates by more than 3 Gs, the combiner will swing out of the way automatically. The pilot's control unit is located in the pedestal. In this location, adjustments can be made while keeping your attention on the view out the windshield. It can also be operated by a co-pilot. The built-in display allows the co-pilot to confirm the adjustments made. The HUD computer is installed in the avionics bay. It is a 1/2 ATR short box and draws 100 watts of power. Most of the electrical connections are made in the avionics bay, reducing the time to install. Flight, a major tool for modern business, is easier and safer with the Fv2000 head-up display from Flight Visions.